Hi, this is Girum Zarg, and welcome back to my adventures of Dragon of Icespire Peak. This is session 9. We left off last session after defeating the dragon, or I think it was a dragon skeleton or something, or maybe a dragon ghost, I can't remember, but at the dragon burrow. So we decided to travel to Faen. We rested on the way, and we saw a boar in the distance. And Clover, for some reason, started thinking she was a boar queen. Can you imagine that? And we ended up at Faen, and Jorgras had paid for a gilded flower. Remember, I needed a gilded flower to cast or summon a Fae. And he was able to pay for it. I also spent the rest of my money and my dread helm. I was tired of my eyes going red. So we got a gilded flower, and Clover and Faen were having some weird conversation about what being dead was like, as Faen wanted Clover's bone horse to be put down. Can you imagine that? Remember, we found the bone horse. Say that 5 times fast. We found the bone horse in the dragon burrow. And oh boy, Clover really liked that bone horse. So as they were, I guess, arguing about it or discussing it, whatever you want to call it, I suggested maybe I could have the bone horse if they didn't want it. And that didn't go over so well. They shooed me aside. During the night, we saw that Clover got a bucket of raw food and waste, and she was offering it to the boars. I think she's lost her mind or something. That's just weird. She could have given it to me. In the morning, we traveled to Falcons' lodge, and on the way we rested. And during the watch, I saw many eyes. I think they were boar eyes in the distance. I don't know what it is with these boars following us around, but clearly there were a bunch of them there. And we continued on, and we ended up at Falcon's Lodge, and he told us that we needed to keep going. He told us about the spellcaster's manse, and we needed to clear it. And again, Clover acted strange ever since she got this idea that she's the boar queen. It was just strange seeing her like that. But we went on and started to travel towards the spellcaster's manse. We rested, and I woke up with a boar on top of me. I thought it was going to attack me. Oh boy, did I scream. And it ran away. But then we were woken up by Faen during her watch. Apparently Clover had chased after a boar, and Faen was chasing after Clover. And it was quite disturbing, but eventually they all came back, so it was good. And in the morning, we found a home. I guess it was the manse, I don't know. We tried knocking, we tried calling out, nobody answered. So we went inside. And inside, as we were looking around, we discovered these dolls, 4 of them, that looked exactly like us. One that looked like me, one that looked like Jorgras, one that looked like Faen, and one that looked like Clover. And when we touched them, they attacked us. Luckily, they didn't do much damage, and we got rid of them, but it was kind of creepy finding dolls that look like you. As we continued to explore, we came across a half-orc. Forget his name, I think it was Warlock or something like that. Can't remember. I know he said it, I probably should remember. But I know. And he was in the middle of doing some chanting. And there's all these tree blights beside him or something like that. There were small twigs. And they were moving about. And I decided, I saw... Remember, I had turned, I allowed the god Terrace to become my god, Talus, to become my god. And I noticed the symbol of Talus on the floor. So I started to talk to the half-orc. I thought maybe I could convince him not to attack us, because we heard some, I think it was some orcs in the surrounding room or something. We heard some guttural sounds. And so I started to talk to this half-orc. And at first he wasn't too happy with us being there. But then as he noticed that I too worshipped Talus, I think it calmed him. And he agreed to let us talk to Falcon and maybe negotiate. You see, he was upset that the lodgers were destroying his home. The forest was the home to the orcs. And so he was trying to bring down the lodgers. He was bringing about an army of twigs. And so he agreed to let us talk to Falcon. And then Faen pointed out that if she rested, she would be able to cast a spell in the morning. I think she knew the spell. I think it was sending, like a sending stone. So she could communicate with Falcon rather than us traveling all the way to Falcon's lodge and then coming back. We might not be back for a week. So luckily for us, the half-orc agreed. And that's where we ended our session. Going to bed, hoping that Falcon sees some reasoning in this, and we can just resolve the conflict and have everybody happy. And we were talking about maybe the half-orc letting the orcs and the twigs, and maybe even the boars. He told us that the boars were with him. Maybe we could all work together in confronting this white dragon. Because the last time we fought that dragon, it didn't go as well as we hoped. So you never know. Sometimes maybe talking to people helps. Hopefully it does here. Anyways, I will see you next time. Bye.